So I wanted to acknowledge again, because it's always nice to do the two aspects of mindfulness: general comprehension and their attention. So general comprehension understands the purpose of what we're doing, the suitability of it, whether we're in the correct location for it. Oh, what is the fourth one? No, I forgot. Well, therefore, the purpose, the location, the suitability, and there's one more which I've forgotten. But so that's the general comprehension, is when we sit down, the aspect, some aspect of our mindfulness understands what we're doing. I comprehend what I'm doing now. And I comprehend the suitability of it. So, for example, when I was on a 3-month retreat at Plum Village, 3 nuns were called in front of the whole community because they had gone to the store without asking permission. And Thich Nhat Hanh spoke quite a long time in the morning session about how the nuns hadn't discerned the suitability of their drive to the town. It's a fair amount of way to go to the nearest market town from Plum Village. And they're really trying to practice conservation of gasoline. And how many times the ordained community go into town. They're young, we totally understand that wish, oh my God, let's go to town. So is it suitable? Is this what I'm doing? Is it really suitable? And then is this the right place for it? So of course, you know, if we were in a place, if we were meditating, for example, in the middle of a road, that's a ridiculous example, but just to say that that wouldn't be as the right place for it. So, or the right place and the right time. If someone's screaming for help, it wouldn't be in alignment with general comprehension to meditate when someone's screaming for help. So it comprehends the suitability and the purpose of what we're doing. And we can always come back to that. I understand what I'm doing here. I'm in a suitable place. I'm in a sangha. I comprehend that. And that not only bear attention, but this general comprehension builds wisdom, is an important aspect of wisdom. So just again to say that sometimes with when we get very, very focused and concentrated on the arising and passing of phenomena, sometimes it's hard to make an assessment of what we're doing. So when all kinds of very difficult images and feelings are coming up, and there's no general comprehension, there's no overall sense of, I should back off from this, because we're so concentrated and locked into that arising and passing, there isn't that capacity to do a general assessment. This is really suitable for me. I should probably back off. So that's the beauty of general comprehension. And then what actually is this, this bare attention? And it's remembering. That's the definition, the Abhidharma, remembering to be present, to know the experience. And this knowing isn't like a cork on top of the ocean being blown here and there according to the conditions. It's like a pebble dropping into the water, deep into the depths. So in a way, when we talk about this aspect of mindfulness being intimate, it's this turning towards the experience. Some practitioners talk about it as becoming face to face with the experience or the object and confronting it. That's one way of saying it. We could also say that it's becoming intimate with it. It's turning towards the experience and connecting with intimacy. I'm knowing you as it is, as against, you know how sometimes we dismiss things, as against dismissal. I hear you saying something, but, and you can feel, can't you, that what we're saying isn't really dropping in like that pebble. It's just, the words are being heard, but it's not being comprehended. And we can feel that in our bodies, the difference between turning towards the experience and it just being very superficial, so there isn't a full, intimate, face-to-face connection. And the mindfulness and the mind is just splitting the scene. And then the other thing that, so then the traditional definition, sometimes it's nice to hear the traditional definition. So what is mindfulness? It's remembering, attentiveness to the present. Its characteristic is non-superficiality. Its function is an absence of confusion or non-forgetfulness. And its manifestation is, they use the word confronting a field, where mindfulness is face to face with the object. But we don't have to say confronting because of the English language of it. Which could be a little, have a little much too force and pressure in it, but more connecting with intimacy to the experience. So we could say then that some of also the traditional explanations is that mindfulness is like a mirror. It doesn't distort the reflection. It discerns what is being known as it is. That is, that it's unbiased and there's no preference in it. There's no judgment in it. So in the two wirings that I've spoken about, or the wirings in our being, the one wiring is based in ignorance that gives rise, and we keep exploring that, to greed, hatred, delusion, the hindrances, conceit, revenge. And then the other gives rise to faith as the forerunner of all the other wholesome energies, mindfulness, right concentration, right effort, the eightfold path, flexibility of the mind, wieldiness of the mind, and of the body, and some of the more descriptions of the mind in states of samadhi, and then the divine abodes. So including generosity and all the beautiful qualities. Mindfulness is on the wiring of what's wholesome. And this is really so helpful to know, because the moments of consciousness where mindfulness is present, when it's present, are arising very quickly, and it could feel as though we're being mindful of anger. But actually, where the mindfulness is comprehending the anger after it has arisen. In any moment where there's mindfulness, it's always wholesome, so there's no anger there. there's always wholesome results from mindfulness, because it's on the wholesome stream of mental factors, where all those beautiful mental factors only bring well-being. And so what we're doing when we're bringing mindfulness to the experience is that we're either noticing it in retrospect, or the mindfulness is so just to say then that mindfulness is a beautiful quality and brings good results. And so that's a great refuge to place ourselves in. I wanted to give an alternative set of instructions. If what you're doing is really working for you, then please go ahead with what's working for you. But if you're sometimes finding it difficult to enter into a gateway of mindfulness and the continuity of it, then I wanted to offer a practice that a Thai monk gave to someone who lived in a Thai monastery, who gave it to me many years ago. And every now and again, I do this practice and I love it. So I was going to give some other instructions too, but I'm going to just do this one. So then let's comprehend together what we're doing. And in this comprehension, again and again, is the appreciation of what we're doing. I'm taking care of myself and this myself in the world. Taking care of myself, healing myself, awakening, ending suffering, the path of ending suffering. I'm comprehending that I'm doing that, and that this is a very suitable place to do it in, coming together, not in the middle of a road, but in locations that support us. I appreciate these good conditions that I found myself in, coming to the Dhamma, that could be included in this general comprehension, the preciousness of these teachings. And then acknowledging the buttocks, feeling how they're carrying the weight of the body. If you're lying down, then some of that weight. If you're sitting, a lot more of it. And the experience of that. Noticing those sensations, pressure, warmth, coolness, vibration. Acknowledging the configuration of the legs. How are they right now? What are they touching? Where are the feet? What life are they communicating? Notice where your hands are resting. Listening into that communication of touch, where they're resting. I not only know the sensations, but I comprehend that I'm knowing. I understand that this knowing is in service of my well-being. And so I can relax. Allow those sensations to live and the knowing of them. And then if you would like to take a few moments to experience this type of meditation, allow your left hand to be lifted up into the air, just around a little below the chest. And allow the hand to be turned so that it's facing the other hand in that direction. And then allow the other arm to be lifted up as though there were hot air lifting it up. And then allow that hand to turn so that the hands are facing each other. And then allow the first hand that was lifted to come to the heart. And then the second. Caring of the heart. Feeling that touch. And then allow the second hand to be moved away, back. And then the first hand. So, and then allow the second hand to turn towards the legs. And then the first hand. And then allow the second hand to come to the legs. And the first. Relaxing. That might be a little, I'm going to just do right and left. Comprehending the body, the hands touching the legs. Experiencing the support under the body. And then again, allow for me, the left hand to, and could be yours too, the left hand to arise. And then allow the right hand to arise. Then allow the left hand to turn to face the right hand. And then the right hand to turn. See if you can feel that turning in the wrist. It's such a beautiful sensation to feel. And then allowing the left hand to come to the lungs. And then the right. Touching the heart. And now allow the right hand to lead. The left hand to lead. The right hand to turn to face the legs. And then the left. Don't miss out the turning again. Really feel how that hand is turned. And then the right hand comes to the leg. And then the left. Relaxing into the sitting. Maybe notice the next breath. Maybe notice how the tongue is lying in the mouth. And again, left hand up, right hand up softly, letting that hot air lift it. Then left hand is turned, staying with the wrist and how the right hand is turned, that turning sensation. Left hand is moved to the heart, touches around the heart, feeling that touch, and right hand, embracing the heart. And right hand leaves, so does left. Right hand turns to face the legs, left hand turns to face the legs. And then right hand comes down, left hand comes down, surrendering the weight of the hands and arms, relaxing. Noticing the breath. If this feels like it would be useful, especially in those moments when the mind feels more distracted or sleepy, then please feel free to do it. I will do it the rest of the session, or return to what is most supportive and helpful for you. See if you're really connecting with your experience, intimate, face to face, knowing the experience as it is, no judgment, or not believing the judgment, knowing mirror-like the experience. Thank you for your practice. So we have interviews now and your 11 a.m. practice coming up. Blessings for the unfolding of your day and your hearts and beautiful awareness.